5 months ago, I started investing with just $10. Today, I have $5,878.37 invested, and I have 7 months to reach my $10,000 goal. But the real reason I'm sharing this isn't because money, it's because most people never reach their investing goals for one simple reason. You haven't created a plan. So today I'm creating a plan to close a $4,100 gap in the next 7 months. So if investing makes you anxious, overwhelmed, or scared to start, I'll show you why having an investing timeline, even if it's a tiny amount, can help you reach financial independence quicker. Because once you have a goal, you are more focused to achieve it. I'll break down exactly how I'm planning to use simple investing strategies and a system designed to let my money work for me instead of constantly staring at charts all day. Because I have more important things to do with my time, like watching paragliders fly over the beach while my investments compound in the background. Time is precious. This is the amount of time that's passed by since January 1st, 2026, as of recording. Don't let the rest of the year slip by because time is not only precious in life, but in the market. Because time in the market can give you time back in your everyday life. The reason I believe so strongly in this approach is because I've lived it. This isn't my first portfolio. I started investing at 35 while working in corporate finance, and 8 years later, I became financially independent. Now I'm building a portfolio publicly so you can see what's actually possible, especially if you feel like you don't know where to begin. So, if your goal is to reach your first $10,000 invested, and not waste time watching random finance videos, subscribe and follow my journey from 10 to 1 million because tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but planning for your future is. So, why did I give myself a goal to reach $10,000 by the end of the year? Because I genuinely believe it's achievable. And I think that's where investing goals should start. Not overnight millionaire expectations, but something meaningful toward your investing goal and timeline that stretches you while still feeling possible. So, this is my challenge to you. Write down what you actually want your future to look like. How much do you want invested? When do you want financial freedom? What kind of retirement do you actually want? Because once you put a real goal to paper, your behavior starts changing. And yes, you will feel uncomfortable at the beginning. Every investor does. But starting with $10 like I did, that's achievable for almost anyone. And small, consistent investing decisions eventually become very large outcomes over time. See, most people don't fail because they can't invest $10,000. They fail because they haven't created a plan to get there. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. I'm going to take a big investing goal and break it down into something that actually feels achievable. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't have a timeline and a target, you don't have a plan. You have a wish. The wish that whatever you're investing happens to be what you'll need. That's not a plan toward financial freedom, that's a coin flip. That's why every year I create small investment goals based on my larger goal. Then I reverse engineer exactly how to reach it. Now let's break down the actual numbers. Right now, my portfolio in 5 months is $5,878.37 and has earned 7.22%. The stock market averages 11% annually for the past century. So let's add an additional 3.78% to equal that 11%. And now I'm going to calculate it. $5,878.37 times 3.78% is $222.20. So if my portfolio grew 3.78% without investing another dollar, here's what that would look like. That would bring the portfolio to approximately $6,157. Now let's include a forecasted amount for June. I already know I have approximately $160 to invest. If I make more in June, I'll include more. So I'll add June's forecasted amount, $6,260.57. Now I'm going to reverse engineer each month from July to December. First, I'm going to take my goal amount of $10,000 minus the $6,260.57. That equals $3,739.43. So that's the amount that I need to invest to reach my $10,000 investment milestone goal in 6 months. Sounds like a lot if you're a beginner, right? So let's focus on a smaller target. Now I'm going to divide that $3,739.43 by 6 months. Now I'm going to need $623.24 monthly. Now let's calculate that weekly. I'm going to divide that same number that I need over 6 months, $3,739.43 by 26 weeks. So that equals $143.82. So that's what I'm going to need a week. Now let's see how much I need each day. So I'm going to take $623.24 divided by 30 days, and I'll need only $20.78 a day. That's achievable, right? So if you look at this whiteboard, you can see how this smaller goal makes the bigger goal seem achievable, right? Now let's come up with some ideas to achieve this goal. I'm going to put this into Claude. Give me a list of items to save $20.78 a day or make an extra $20.70 a day. Every big financial target gets broken down into smaller measurable actions. Then set a goal on how you will get there. And investing really works the same way. You don't focus on the giant scary number every day. You focus on the systems, the monthly investments, the consistency, the habits, and over time, the portfolio starts compounding toward your goal. And if you're starting from a smaller or larger amount than this, that's okay. You can still use this framework. And if you want help mapping out your retirement savings goal and building a budget that gets you there, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me. I linked that below. This monthly, weekly, daily framework is designed to help beginner investors create a simple, long-term investing strategy without the hype. If you're just starting to invest, I think the hardest part of investing is the beginning. Because when you're starting with small amounts, it can feel slow. You invest $10, then $100, then maybe a few hundred more, and it feels like you're barely moving. But something changes once momentum starts building. You stop seeing investing as something rich people do and start realizing, wait, I'm actually building something. That mindset shift matters because confidence changes behavior, and behavior changes your financial future. This is why I'm documenting this journey publicly to show that everyday people can absolutely build wealth slowly over time. And if you're starting late like I did, or feel overwhelmed or behind financially, you're exactly who this series is for. Now, here's exactly how I'm approaching the next 7 months to reach my goal of $3,800. First, I'm continuing to consistently invest in index funds every single month. No guessing or emotional trading, just steady investing because consistency matters more than intensity. And honestly, this matters even more if you're starting late. If your retirement goal is 10 to 15 years away, you don't need chaos. You need a strategy you can actually stick with. Second, I'm earning money through side hustles, which I discussed in a previous video, and I'll link below. And third, I'm staying focused on a strategy I can sustain long term. And this is really important for beginners because most people don't fail investing because they picked the wrong fund. You fail because you get overwhelmed, confused, or constantly switch strategies every few months. That structure changes everything. So if you're building toward an investment goal, comment below and tell me what your investment goal is this year. And if you're over 35 and feel behind, I want you to know something. You don't need to catch up overnight. You just need a plan because small, consistent actions can still create a completely different financial future. And now that I know my plan for this year, the only thing left is execution. And if you want to see how I went from $10 to $5,800 invested, click the video on the screen now. Next week, I'll show you exactly how I'm finding the money to invest for June and why the real challenge isn't choosing investments, it's creating the cash flow to build wealth in the first place. And if you're following my journey to $1 million, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.